Hello, my little artists. And today we are going to learn how to draw a horse. So, right now, I'm going to move my example over. I want to be able to see it as we're drawing. And then I'm going to get me a fresh sheet of paper. So, you should have your pencil. I've got my Sharpie. And we are ready to draw this cool horse after we've learned all about horses. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start over here. Okay, so we're going to start kind of in the middle, but over towards the left. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a curved line up and down. Okay, so you're just drawing a curve and up. We're starting back here where his tail's at. So we drew that line. And then it's going to dip down and go up towards the top and over. Now, remember, does it have to look perfect? No. We want it horse-ish. Horse-ish. Okay, so draw his back, and then we're going to move on and do his head. Okay, so get his back drawn. Okay, now we're going to start up here for his head. And what we're going to do is we're going to start where we left off, and we're going to draw down a little bit, okay? See how his head comes down? Okay, we're drawing this line right here. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to come down a little bit. And then we need to draw the curve of his mouth right here. So I'm going to add in a little smiley face for the curve of his mouth. Make it a little bit longer. Kind of looks like the letter U right there. I made it a little bit longer. Okay, so I've done his back, top of his head, around his mouth, and now I'm going to do his cheek. So you see I've got the U right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another little smiley face right here. Okay. I'll draw a little smiley face there. And then from the smiley face, I'm going to draw kind of like a curved diagonal line for his neck. Okay, and then we're going to do his front shoulder right here. Okay, we're going to do his front shoulder. So it's just another little sideways curved line. Now we're going to do his legs. So we've got a diagonal line going down here to the right corner, and then it curves in a little bit and then goes back towards the right corner. So it comes down, curves over his knee, and then goes down towards his hoof. Okay, so I'm going to do a diagonal. And then I'm going to draw a little curve for his knee. And then it goes diagonal down to his hoof. Okay, then we'll draw a smiley face under here. There's his hoof. The bottom of his hoof. And then I'm going to draw a line back up to his knee. So come back up to his knee. and then it goes diagonal back towards his back. And I stop it right there where the front of his leg starts. So we got his first leg. But one other thing we need to do is we need to add a line down here for his hoof. Okay, now that we've got his front leg done, we're going to go do his back leg back here. We're going to get his back leg done, okay? So we've already drawn back here where his tail's at, so now we need to finish drawing the back of his leg. So it's going to kind of come down into like an S curve. Can you see like it's a stretched out letter S right here? It's a stretched out letter S. So we've already got the beginning of that. So we're going to come down and just curve out. So I'm going to come down and curve out. Just a stretched out letter S. Okay, so get that section done. Okay, now we're going to finish his back leg. So from this point, I'm just going to draw kind of like a rainbow line down. Just like that. And that's going to form the back of his leg and that back hoof. And then I do a little sideways smiley face. And then I'm going to do another S line. Okay, so I'm going to come up and curve. Come up and curve. Right about where his back knee is. Okay, see how it's like a stretched out S line? Stretched out S. And then I need to add my little extra line down here for his hoof. Okay, then I'm going to do this part of my leg next. Okay, I'm going to do this part of the leg next that goes up to his belly. I'm going to draw me a curved line up to his belly. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his belly. I'm just going to draw a smiley face that connects his back leg to his front leg. Just going to connect his belly. We've got 2 legs done. How many legs does a horse have? That's right, 4. So we got 2 more legs to draw. So we are going to start with the other front leg. Okay, this one here that kind of goes back because he's running. This horse, you can see how he's running. So this front leg is going forward. This one's going to be going back. Okay, so we're going to start here where his belly meets that front leg we've already drawn. And we're going to draw a line down and then curve and go back. So it's kind of like a crocodile mouth, except it's going to be more curved. So I'm going to come down and then it curves back. And I want to kind of end it right about on the same level as his front leg, because we want all of his legs to kind of look like they're the same length. So they kind of all fit on the same line. need to add that smiley face for the bottom of his hoof. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to curve back the other way. So I'm going to come up to where his knee is, and then I'm going to curve back up to his body. So I come up and curve up to his body. And then I'm going to add that extra little curve down there for his hoof. And now we've got 3 legs. So go ahead and get this leg finished, and then we're going to do our last leg, and then we're going to add his nose, mouth, eyes, his mane, and his tail, and then all we got to do is the background. And then we get to color. Okay, so for his back leg, we're not going to start up here where the leg meets the belly. We're going to come down just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. And we're going to come out a little bit and then curve back toward his back leg. I'm going to come out and curve back towards his back leg, kind of like a hook. And then it's going to curve down towards this hoof. Okay, so it's going to curve kind of diagonal, but don't take it all the way down yet, because we're not done yet. Because we curved down, and then we got to come back again for his hoof. So then I'm going to curve back, and that makes his hoof. Okay, so I made that hook, added a smiley, diagonal line, and then I curved back down towards the ground. Then I add a smiley face for his hoof. I'm going to give you guys a second to get caught up on that, because that's a lot of steps right there. So I hooked down, smiley to diagonal towards these front hoofs, and then I curved back down towards the ground, added a smiley for his hoof. Okay, now this next line we're going to come up and curve back towards his knee. So I'm just going to come up and curve back towards his knee. And you can go ahead and add that little smiley face down there for his hoof. And then we just have to draw that curved line that comes up from his knee up to his belly. So I'm going to curve up towards his belly. So I kind of did a little wavy line up to his belly. And now our horse has 4 legs. He's almost done. So now all we have to do is add those last little details in. So I'm going to give you guys about 15 more seconds to finish that back leg, and then we're going to move on to the ears. I forgot the ears. The ears, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the mane, and the tail. Just take about 5 more seconds, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so for his mouth, I'm just going to draw a diagonal line right there. For his nose, I just do a little rainbow line. His eye, I'm going to do a rainbow line, a smiley face underneath to make that almond football shape, and then 2 curved lines. And then I'm going to go ahead and color mine in with my Sharpie because it's black. And now he's got an eye. So we're going to do the same shape, that football shape, for his ear. So we're going to start right above his head, and I'm going to make a sideways rainbow that curves around the line of his head. And then I'm going to do another one the opposite way. So I've got a football shape, like a football standing up, like it's right in time for kickoff. And that's going to make his ear. So we're going to do one ear first, and then we have to add his mane. So to do his mane, I'm going to start up here at the top of his ear, but not the very top. I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm going to draw a curved line down towards his face. And I'm actually going to come over the corner of his face down towards his eye. And then I'm just going to draw a couple zigzag lines. And then curve it back up towards his ear. So if you see, I came down, and then see how I made a capital M right there? Can you see my capital M? I made a capital M in there, and that's the front of his mane. Now the back of his mane, you see how I started his ear, and then I come back, and then I come up zigzag, and then I come back and curve in and curve back down. Okay, so I'm going to start up here by my ear, and I'm going to come down his back about halfway, curve back up a little bit, curve back down towards his back, and then curve that one out because he's running. We want his mane to look like it's blowing in the wind. And then I curve it back. And then it curves in towards his back. And then we're just going to do this backwards. I'm going to make a smiley face up. And then draw a curved line down. And then I draw this one. I'm going to curve it up like a sideways rainbow. Then curve down a little bit, little smiley face. Curve it back up towards his ear. Curve down. And then one more that touches his ear. Now, obviously, this line here in the middle that goes through his ear and his mane, you guys can get your eraser out and you can erase this line, okay? Because my line ran right through his mane and his ear, and I erased it before I colored it. But I'm using a Sharpie, so I can't erase. And then we're almost done. All we have left is his tail, which we're going to do his tail kind of the same way we did his mane, okay? Now, does yours have to look exactly like mine? No. Doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I don't even think this one looks exactly like that one. But that's okay. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds on your mane, and then we're going to do his tail, and then all we have to do is add the background, and you guys can color. Okay, now for his tail, we're going to start right back here on his back, and then I'm going to start here, and I'm make a big curve around. Come up and curve around. And then just like our mane, little smiley in, big smiley out, little smiley in, big smiley out. So I did a big curve, little smiley in, big smiley out, little smiley in, big smiley out. And then do a big smiley up. Make that a point. Big smiley up. I'm going to do a little smiley. And then this last one, okay, because this is where I'm at right here. This is where I ended, was this point right here. So I'm going to curve up and then around. So this one's going to make a straight out S curve. I'm going to come up and then back down. So I'm going to kind of do like a smiley face and then turn it into a frowny face. And now he has a tail. Okay, so finish up his tail. I'm going to give you guys about 10 more seconds to do his tail, and then we're going to add in the ground and some bushes. Okay, now for the ground, what I'm going to do is I want to draw a straight line all the way across, but am I going to go through his legs? No, I don't want to go through his legs. I want to draw a line, stop, pick up my pencil, draw another line, pick up my pencil, draw another line, pick up my pencil, draw another line, pick up my pencil, and then continue it on. But I want to make it look like it's all one line, okay? So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to draw across, stop at his leg, pick up my pencil, draw across, pick up my pencil or my Sharpie, and then I'm just going to keep going all the way across. So it looks like one solid line, but I don't draw through the horse's legs. Now for the bushes, these are like the cloud lines that we've done before. We've done cloud lines before. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm just going to draw some rainbow lines. Some are bigger than others. Start at the corner and come down to his front leg. So I've got little one, big one, little one, little one. So little, big, little. Or you can do little, big, little. Or big, little. However you want to do it, we're just drawing some bushes. We're just giving him some background to make our picture look interesting. Because if we had just left it just the horse, it would have been a really boring picture. And we want to make it look really nice. So, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to draw a big line that's going to go through his mane. But I'm not going to draw through his mane. Just like I did the ground and I stopped and picked up my Sharpie on either side, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to draw a curved line, and then I got to pick up my pencil and continue it down. So see how it looks like one curved line? And then I'm going to add some little ones to his back leg. So big curved line that looks like it's going behind his mane, and then just a couple little ones. And at this point, we are finished drawing our horse. So now you get to color. So I'm going to leave my example up for just a few more seconds while we talk about colors. And then I will move my example back up that's colored. Now, we know horses can come in lots of colors. They can be brown and white spotted. They can have brown and white patches. They can be all black, all brown. They can be all red. They can be all yellow. They can have yellow manes or black manes or brown manes or even white manes. You can have a white horse. We're not going to do a white horse because we're going to color a horse. But you get to pick any combination you wanted. I did brown with black mane and tail. You can do black with a brown mane and tail. You can do yellow with a brown mane, yellow with a black, red with yellow. Doesn't matter. There's so many different types of horses and different colors. You can color this however you want today. And then you've got to color your background. Now, one thing you notice, you can see how my ground looks a different color than my bushes. I pressed really light with my green crayon down here, and then I pressed a little bit harder on the bushes, and that's what makes my ground look a different color green than my bushes. Now, one thing I did, which is what we always do, I outlined with my marker and colored with a crayon. Okay, so outline with your marker, color with your crayon, color your ground, your bushes. I didn't color my sky, but if you want to color the sky if you have time, you go right ahead. So I'm going to give you guys the rest of art today to finish coloring, and I'm going to put my horse up here on the screen, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and make my horse a little bit bigger so that you can see. Okay, and I hope you guys had fun learning about horses. I hope you had fun drawing your horse and have fun coloring. And until next time.